All right, we've cut our units. So let's go through these steps down here on the bottom of the clue to get our star points. Okay, so here I have it all cut out, laid out as in the first picture. Now I'm going to take one from the right side, lay it on the center. It's going to hang off the top a little bit. Your point is going to hang off the top, and you're going to have white hanging out the bottom about 1/4 of an inch from the midline, from the point there. I don't know if that made sense, but anyway. And so we're going to go down that side. I'm going to sew all 4 of them at once so I don't lose my place and where I'm going. You can see me doing it again and again and again. And last one, making sure the point sticks out the top and the white point sticks out at the bottom. My gray is overhanging the top, the white is overhanging at the bottom. Zipping through that. And now I'm going to leave that top point on there. And so when I flip this one back, I'm actually going to use that top point to judge this one. So that's going to lay on that point, lay down along the side. I cut my bottom one a bit big, so I'm just going to fix that right now with the sewing. Should come out right at the edge of the point. All right, so you can see that again. I'm going to push that to the side, and I'm going to use this top point for this one. This is a fiddly little one, I know, but it makes a stunning block in the end. So let's sew that side on. Quickly run through these last 2 using that point. So you won't use the white point, you're going to use the flat end, you're going to use the gray point, lining up the gray fabric. It's actually your, I believe I called it your dark fabric, I don't know. Yes, I did call it your dark fabric. And one more time, flipping it to the side, there it is. Using that point again, we are going to sew down that side. All right, from there, we open that second side up. Now I would go to my ironing board right now. I just clip the top bit off. Lay that, dog ear the top. You can see I have 1/4 of an inch seam allowance there. So those are gonna go into the star, and I will show you that right now. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4th one's in the machine. So now I'm going to put this together. So I'm going to lay that on there, that on there, and that on there. I do like to trim off these bottom corners back to my dark fabric, just so it's a square. Make sure it's laid right. You'll want to trim this down to 2.5 inches. Mine is a little bit bigger than 2.5 right now. Actually, it's spot on. I did good. So I'm laying that on my light 2.5 inch square. Going down the side. This one I'm actually going to do from the triangle side because I want to see where my seam allowance is. I don't know if you can see it because it's white on white, but there's a cross right in there, and I want to keep my eye on that. So I'm going to do it from this side so that I can sew right through that X. And lastly, the bottom one. And then we'll go back through and sew the second, actually the third square on. The second side of the middle. Okay, so I've got this side. So now I'm going to sew this side on. This is the top. Laying it down. There's one. Can't see what I'm doing. This is going to be the bottom. This was my last one. Sorry, that would have confused you. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do this again from the bottom side so I can see that X, so I can sew right on that, right through my line. And the last one. You'll probably want to go to your ironing board, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep moving so you can see how I go. Okay, so now we have our top, middle, top and middle. So now I'm going to sew these two together. Again, I'm going to do it from this side so I can see where that point is, so I can go right through my X. Be sure to nest those seams. Just throwing a leader and ender in there. And now I can sew the rest of the block on. The bottom of the block, the top and the middle. I'm going to sew that last unit on now. Remember to nest your seams, again doing it from the bottom side so I can see my X. Okay, here we go. And here's our unit finished. Let's just quickly go to the ironing board and you can see what it looks like when it's all nice and flat. Alright, I like to press from the bottom just to give it that first press so I can get everything going the way it needs to be going. And then again from the top. Sorry, I was in your light. Okay, and then I'll trim down, making sure that's 6.5 by 6.5, and there's your block. All finished.